All right, welcome to the Hunt Landman podcast. Before we get going in this beautiful location, as always, brought to you by Southern Ag Credit. They take great care of us. I even got a hat on today. They finance our land up here in Missouri in the Midwest, and they do everything for our clients back at home. In fact, we were working this week on a big deal in Jefferson County, Mississippi with Southern Ag, and they do a great job, and we believe in them. We use them ourselves. We're in a little different location than we normally are. If you can hear or see if you're watching on YouTube, we're up in Iowa. What county is this?
This is the famous Elmakee County.
Elmakee.
Say that 10 times.
Yes. That's an old Indian name for big buck, I think.
It's got to be.
Rack buck.
Rack buck. Big rack buck.
I like rack
So
buck.
let me introduce everybody. We got, of course, cameraman Caleb, Rackbuck Realtor, whatever he calls himself this week. And this is episode 44.
It's 43 or 44.
44.
Neither here nor there.
We got Travis Hamley with Hamley Auction Service. Well, with Midwest Lifestyle Properties now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Caleb changing his name.
Yeah.
And then we got Kirk Headington with Expedition Enterprises, and we're super excited. What today's podcast is about is all about UC hunting properties. We're going to go all into that. Trav and Kurt, they're kind of steering this ship, and we're all aboard, man, and we're excited. We're up here at is our first training. As always, I talk about all the time, we're always learning how to be better land managers and better agents, and this is part of it. We're doing our, correct me if I'm wrong, NDA Deer Steward 1.
Correct.
Deer Steward 1 with the National Deer Association. We're doing that, and stuff that I'm more excited about that is the camaraderie, the networking, and learning from literally the best agents in the country are up here with us.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this before, but it's either 7 or 8 states represented here, different UCHP members.
Mm-hmm.
So we were ecstatic with the turnout. Obviously, we appreciate you guys coming up and contributing. Slade opened the day as our, I guess I would say, keynote speaker.
He kept saying keynote, and I was like, God, he's expecting a lot.
I thought he knocked it out of the park.
Oh, I think he did great.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody was sleeping.
Everyone. That's why I started with him, because I knew by the end of the day it'd be ship sailed. But
Well, my wife, she said, well, were you organized or whatever? I said, I did it just like I did the podcast. I said, I just had a bunch of notes, and I just talked about the stuff on my phone. Good enough.
yeah, no, you did a great job. We appreciate it.
Well, guys, I'm going to let y'all take this and say, okay, what is UC Hunting Properties? Why do we have UC Hunting Properties? And kind of, Trav, give us the rundown.
The reasoning behind UC Hunting Properties kind of dates back to, and currently.
What year was that?
2014 is when we met in Kansas City. Slade and a couple other guys and I kind of were brainstorming with this deal, and it's just kind of been getting built in the background ever since. And we pride ourselves in United Country as having specialty property groups, and this takes the recreational specialty property group and kind of rifle marketing of it to
No pun intended.
No pun intended. We like to shoot bows anyways, but rifle bow. It kind of targets the hunter and the lifestyle of recreational property, and also is nationwide for all throughout United Country. United Country agents can use this as a huge marketing service as in the membership, and we're here to help promote the properties and help these new agents get a little bit of education and power them into a career so they can sit up here with Mr. Slade.
Well, Trav, thank you for that. But so Trav, he kind of started and had this vision, but I guess it's going to be in the past year. We kind of got Curt and Mark and everybody more involved, and I'm so excited about where we're headed because, for lack of a better word, I think we're all like what our vision has been, and we're flirting here and flirting there. We're like, okay.
I think we got
we're
it
headed where
down,
we need to be.
And,
now, is it going to be perfect to start, or no? We're always going to be changing. And to go into that, I'll let Curt talk about this. We're with UC Hunting Properties, not only specialty websites. In fact, if you hadn't been to UCHuntingProperties.com, I get more leads. I push my United Country site, my personal site, more than anything, but probably 50-50 who gets the most leads is my UC Hunting Properties page, and it does really good on Google. And I think that's just from length of time done on there. So UCHuntProperties.com, great site.
And also it helps out with the content of our land agents that are putting in there. They're putting lengthy descriptions, not just 50 acres for sale, beautiful piece.
Right. A lot of my clients listen to this, and y'all have all gone online. You see the ads on Land Watch, or so many people. I saw a big track off Zillow the other day, of all things. A big hunting track off, and the lead 100% came off of Zillow, which is crazy. But anyway, we're everywhere. But where we like to be is on these hunting sites. And if you look at a lot of other sites, and these agents have 6 photos, a screenshot of OnX for a map, if they even have a map. That's something UC Hunt, we don't put up with that. For lack of a better word, we don't put up with that. You got to have good quality pictures. Most people have 35 to 50. Good maps. And a good description that represents these nice high-end properties our clients allow us to list. Speaking of that, Curt, I know that with UC Hunting Properties, what we're doing, I know what you're doing and where we're headed with this thing, but I want you to tell our audience, okay, we're working with a lot of brands, we're educating. Curt, for the lack of a better word, is our go-to source. Hey, Curt,
No pressure.
No pressure.
Education on this. He helps head up the Expedition Land Management, so he knows a lot about this stuff. And he's been gracious enough. We're coming hunting up here with him this fall.
Thanks for the warning. I mean, at least I got a couple months to prepare. But no, I'm looking forward to having you guys up. We'll have a blast. Hopefully, I got some good deer on camera. I'm hoping to get out this weekend and get the reveals up, so hopefully
You're
I can send you.
man.
Well, I've been busy. I mean, I think anyone that knows Slade knows if I'm attempting to help manage this UC Hunting Properties venture, it's pulling us in a lot of directions, but that's good. You know what I mean? But just to play on that, Slade, I mean, you mentioned the Expedition Land Management piece, division of Expedition Enterprises, and obviously that's associated with a lot of outdoor brands. That's realistically how we got running with Travis, because it was almost a perfect marriage, right, of what you guys are doing as agents and brokers and selling these recreational and or hunting farms. Land management just plays right into it. So it's kind of a 1-2 punch, and then you roll in the connections into the outdoor industry and some brands. Really the goal is to build a very dynamic team across the entire United States or throughout the whole UC network, and where we can be assistance and bring value not just to you guys as agents and brokers, but your clientele. Really, that's the goal, that's the vision, and we got the throttle down on it. So,
well, I want to hear you say what I've heard you say several times at convention here, and I've heard you say it. United Country, and I'm going to lead you in this and let you finish.
Sure.
United Country. Look, we don't even play in the same sandbox as these companies. I know some other agents listen to me, but these are facts. United Country, you finished it. United Country, how much?
Yeah, so United Country slings more dirt in a month than what I would argue the, per se, market-leading brand as far as recognition or the perception of the market-leading brand. Let me put it that way. So, yeah, UC's doing more in a month than they literally do in 12 or in a year.
Yep.
And really I always tell everyone this, and I'm going to go back to the island analogy. UC's a little different in the fact that it's a series of franchises, right? And some of them are incredibly successful. I mean, I'm sitting right and left with coming off last year, number 1 and number 3 in the entire country.
And usually number 1, number 2. The only 2 times we've ever lost is to Trav.
Yeah.
14 years.
So we're in good company, and the reality is these are big little companies is what I call it, right? But we're all part of the same team in United Country, and I always say it like this. It's like a series of islands, and if you know about the island, if you were down in Mississippi, of course they know about southern states, or, they're doing business with you or Scott or whoever. Same thing in Wisconsin. Trav's got a huge percentage of the market share in the Wisconsin market. So,
I'd be scary to know what that percentage was.
It'd be a big one. I mean, I don't. Maybe I don't even know, but
it's hard to measure because not everybody's in the same place.
Right.
In the same
Right. It's hard, but
year in and year out, you guys dominate a market. Trav dominates a market. I mean, we got the guys from Albia here. They're exceptional. I mean, they're major players in Iowa. So I guess what I'm saying is and I'm not real estate, right? I mean, 2 years ago, I kind of got thrown into this, and it has taken all 2 years to really wrap my brain around this industry. But the reality and what I'm saying is I look at it like it's a series of islands. And all these islands are very successful, and the goal with UC Hunting Properties is to be the conduit or the bridge to link it all together and truly show the breadth of what UC's got. And it's packing a big punch. So here we go.
Yeah, it is. And something that I'm excited about is, like I haven't been around. I've been around just about as long as you have. But ever since I've been around, there's been like this confusion among where do we belong as land pros in United Country? And like finally we've got everyone rowing the same boat, moving in the right direction. And we've got people that we trust at the helm of that, like you guys. And so
that's huge.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone that you can count on and depend on that's looking out for you.
And that's what I'm so excited about with UC Hunting Properties and where we're doing with Curt, because for the UC Hunting Properties people and what we're trying, we all speak the same language. Mm-hmm. And our clients are looking for people that speak that language. Some of them speak our language, and some of them, they want to get involved so they can learn how to speak that language. What I mean by buy property, manage property. And, by educating, by, hunting insiders and knowing how to do things across the country, it's the bridge of if I've got a guy that's, okay, I got a guy from Mississippi, and he's wanting to buy some ground up where I've been buying in northern Missouri and stuff, and I say, hey, look, when you get up there, you're going to need a little help to know how to set us up, to plant some miscanthus grass or to plant your turnips or to get, whatever you want to do. Call Curt and the crew. Even if you don't hire them to come do it, they know what to do. Send them a map. In 5 minutes, they can tell you exactly what you need to do. And I'm excited about, it's good to play for the Yankees. You know what I mean? And I'm not a Yankees fan, but like whenever you
we know who won the war, so that's a whole nother discussion.
Well, I'm saying it's good. It's good to be on a team that you when you send somebody, you talk about them. Oh yeah, that's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy. That's the crew, and I'm excited about it. I like to level up, and I feel like when I'm hanging out with this crew, I'm leveling up.
That's awesome, and I take that as a compliment.
Well, and that's
I usually hang out with Scott. So.
we date back to 2014, and the conversation in the room when we were all sitting down there in Kansas City was, we have to find the right people that know the ins and out of the industry to run this.
So you got to remember now, this was a different time in 2014. I had been working for United Country 1 year.
He didn't have any gray.
I was a junior in high school, if that makes sense.
I had been working for United Country a year, and Scott said, "Come on, we're going to get on a plane. We got to go. We got to go work on this stuff." And kudos to Scott for including me way back then. I guess he saw something in me, or either he wanted somebody to pack his bags.
Well, that's why he's the broker, right?
That's right. That's right.
But it took to find the right group and right people to steer the ship in the right direction where everybody feels comfortable that we're going in the right direction. It took a little bit of time.
And what's so cool about it, I mean, even if it's been, a 9-10 year process to get to, where we are and discussing today, the neat thing is, I feel blessed. I've kind of been all over the country the last couple of years working with you guys, getting to know you guys. And when I say you guys, I'm talking about the whole crew. There's a couple hundred members at this point, and everywhere I go, it's like Groundhog's Day. You're just in a different area, but we got experts out west. We got experts down south. We got guys in the southeast that rock it. Clearly in the Midwest, class act. I mean, literally some of the best land agents in existence are part of this crew. So it's been fun, and I only see this thing. I mean, we're on the rails, and it's going fast.
We're just sharpening the sword. At this
you got
point.
it.
We're sharpening the sword.
Yeah, and events like this, I think I put a post on Instagram, of the group doing the training, and the only way I can even put it in words is steel sharpens steel, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you run with the right crew, you become the right crew. And if you're trying to be Slade or Travis, what a better way. Get exposed, get to know these guys, because everyone's here to help everyone.
Well, before we got on the podcast, I was talking to Brandon from the Michigan office, and him and Nate from Albia were working a deal together. And Brandon.
Is that one that's listed right down here in Missouri? Is that the one they were working on?
This one's in
it's somebody from Michigan moving to Iowa.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Looking to 1031.
Looking to 1031. Brandon's a new agent and just sees the value in the whole crew.
Right.
And that dude can speak the language. I get he's new to real estate, but
he had podcasts himself.
Yeah, Hammonds was podcasting before podcasting was cool, and I don't even know current state of his podcast, but Take Aim was his podcast, and he did a series of big buck slaying machines. I mean, the Greg Glessinger, Mark Lester, Mark Drury, they've all been on there, and kind of telling the story, and he did a great job with it. So I've known Brandon for years. I have no doubt between Brandon and Nate, this client's going to have a phenomenal experience.
See, me and Caleb speak the same language. That's why we work so good together. Whenever to talk about a big buck slam machine, I don't, I've killed a lot of big bucks, but I don't know if I want to be described like that, like deer killer, like just killer in general. I mean,
well, you said it this morning. I don't need a trophy deer because I got a trophy wife.
You weren't supposed to repeat that. Lori didn't hear that.
I'm telling you, Curt, there's really no pressure on you. If he's 130 or better,
it's going to happen.
If you say shoot, look. Here's the deal. I told Curt when we first talked about getting up here and going hunting. If Curt puts me on a cull 140, 150 the first day he wants dead, I kill him that afternoon and he kills the 220 he's probably hunting that afternoon. His smile's not gonna be any bigger than mine. In fact, we gonna party, baby.
Yeah, just don't shoot those 8-pointers on me.
Yeah, Trav's dedicated to my 8-pointer program, and I appreciate that. But in reality, you guys are gonna roll up, Slade. We'll have a pretty good idea what we're looking for, and I say that because I'd like to think we could put you on a 160 or something, but I don't know what I don't know. We're going to hunt not necessarily how big they are, but we're going to be looking to kill the most mature deer.
Of course.
And whatever that happens to be, whether it's a 140-inch 8-pointer or it could be a 180-inch 10-pointer. I have no idea, but we're going to find out.
Anywhere in there works for us. Sincerely, I tell my clients this all the time, and to each their own. If you want to shoot the 6-year-old in your place, it's the biggest one. He's 190. That's your. I've been blessed. I've killed a lot of good deer, and if he's a big mature deer, I just get tickled to death, and I thank the Lord for putting that in me because I'm like I love it, man. Like big nast. If you don't like him, I don't care. I have fun, and they all got long back straps, and the back straps eat better than my back straps.
They're wider too.
Yeah,
I still get shook up when a nanny goat walks out there, and I know that I'm about to pull back.
Opening day in Mississippi at daylight. I shot the first one, I handed him the bow, and I grabbed the camera, and he shot the second one.
That's even better. I always say it like this. Everyone's like, oh, beauty's in the eyes of the bow holder. And I'm like, no, beauty's in the eyes of the bow holder.
That's right. That's right.
No, we'll have a good time.
Well, I know this was supposed to be a little bit shorter podcast. I wanted to – Travis has been on the podcast before, so Curt's never been, and you know where I'm going with this. We have a question we do on all my podcasts.
Fair enough.
All right?
Fire away.
So – tomorrow, we go downtown, you buy a lottery ticket. You get $100 million clean in your pocket. Where are we buying land and why?
I would probably go directly in my backyard and start literally grabbing neighbors. And I'd probably have to hire one of you guys to do it incognito for me. But, yeah, my dream would be to have a fairly large piece. Sorry, I'm going to get long-winded on this, but – I'm to the point now where I don't really want like a 2,500-acre contiguous tract. Not saying I wouldn't love to have one, but honestly, I'd rather have like 500-acre chunks.
Because you're hunting different deer.
Different deer, different herds. You're spreading your risk out with, whether it's disease, heaven forbid a winter. Who knows, right? But, I grew up just bouncing around on, hunting an 80 here, a 120 here, a 200 over there. And I'm talking acres, so these aren't huge
we
tracts.
hunt 80s and 120s.
Yeah.
That's right.
But, I mean, the reality is any given year, I don't know where I'm going to have my best deer.
Right.
And we're blessed to be here in, some of the best farm country there is. And there are years we watch deer make 40 to 60-inch jumps. It happens. I've seen it with my own eyes. So you don't know year to year. I mean, a 140 might blow into a 180.
So you get 3 tags as a resident landowner. So that would be you wouldn't do anything in any other states to get any more tags. Would you do Kansas?
I like Kansas, and I do think Kansas has equal to probably the trophy potential. The only reason I'm saying no, I think I'd put all my eggs in the Iowa basket is it's easier, right? Where you live, if you're hunting in your backyard, it's easier. So I love to travel and hunt. Very seldom do I hunt whitetail somewhere else because and this sounds like I'm a spoiled brat, but
You live in Candyland.
Yeah, right.
pretty much live in, bow hunter Disney World. So when I travel to hunt, it's typically for a Western species. So that was going to be the second part of my answer.
You're going to buy a piece of elk?
Yeah,
now.
if I had $100 million, I'd buy a bunch up around here, and I'd have a ranch in Montana, 100%.
Nice. Well, good. If you win $100 million, I know where I'm going elk hunting.
I think I could have answered that question. for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I think anyone that knows me,
A
or has hunted with
minimum
me-
of 640 acres.
and really with $100 million, there'd be another zero
Yeah,
on it,
no,
so I'd
I
have
know.
at least 6,400.
Well,
yeah.
Anybody that's done any significant amount of elk hunting, bow hunting like we have, when I ask them that question, oh, yeah, and I'd have an elk ranch. And if nothing else, if I got $100 million and I don't buy an elk ranch, I'm going to have a governor's tag every year.
Yeah.
I'm going to be killing big uns.
And I definitely would be following suit with you, Slade. I'd be getting my pilot's license and finding a Cessna 182 or something because I'd be zipping around
You
in
got
my own
$100
plane.
million. We can,
We can work some things out. Yeah.
All right, this is going to be real quick, short, because we're going to do a whole podcast on this. Curt has his. I shot it yesterday. The new, it's what's the new name of the?
I
new,
have the
new
X-Lite 31.
X-Lite 31, same bow I ordered. The new Expedition bow. Now listen, we're going to do a whole podcast on this after we shoot it and set it up. We'll do a video on it. Bow of the year.
Yep. Field and Stream Bow of the Year.
Bow of the year, which is a huge honor.
And I think I don't quote me on this, but it was something like this. It's the first time in history that their panel unanimously picked it.
And, okay, I think a lot of the reason, not to mention they make a darn fine bow, been shooting one for, I think, 4 years now, but the new, tell me what the new riser's made out of?
It's a material, it's a man-made material called Magnite. And it's a composite material. It's a blend of alloys. It's patented, so I'm not even going to give up the secret sauce, but dude, Magnite's cool. We started in my former life. I was part of running that organization at Expedition Archery, and that material's been a work in progress for now better than 3.5 years. So to see it come full circle and now be launched into production and getting the accolades it is, I mean, like, I just want to high five everybody at Expedition Archery because things are starting to pick up some lift.
Well, look, if you I challenge you this. If you go to a shop that has the new Expedition, we're going to do a whole podcast on this. I don't care if you shoot a Matthews, a Hoyt, a Bowtech. I don't care what you shoot, a Elite, whatever. Go shoot it. If you sincerely like your other bow, buy the other bow. I shot them. You probably not.
All you got to do is just pick it up.
Right.
It is.
like when you
it's
pick it
like
up, you're
grabbing
like,
a pair
whoa.
of Zeiss or Swarovski, but not some high-end optic or something. When you grab it, it's like, this is different.
Yeah.
It's got a different feel to it.
And you guys are going to do the full podcast on it because, I mean, we could literally talk for an hour about that bow, the technology, kind of the story behind how the whole thing happened. But it's like a work of art, not just cosmetically and not just because of the Magnite, but when you blend all that together, I mean, it's pretty badass.
And I've been in there talking to Mark about the plans in the future and what's going on with it. And hey, you better jump aboard because this thing is about to take. I'm excited, man, because that thing will shoot. I know what the old ones would do, and I've shot this one now. I'm excited about it. Well, we're gonna jump off of here. Thank y'all for listening to the Hunting Landman podcast. But we're up here in Iowa. Maybe we'll see a rack buck back here behind us. But we got some more learning to do and do it all over again tomorrow. Thank y'all for being on
Thanks,
here.
Slade.
Thanks, Slade.
No problem.